Thank you to all the participants. I am very pleased to connect with the best professionals in the education sector. To start with Golden Aim Awards for Excellence in Leadership in Education, which is formed by an intense researcher in the field of education with the quality of research. Each nominee profile is judged on the evaluation criteria, which includes their strategic and academic information, their integrity, their ethics, their track records, and their specific quality of service in training and placement, and the specific contribution under their respective subject. After the nominee profile fits in the evaluation criteria, the jury and the advisory council members select the best profile, whom then the event team coordinate for the event. It has been an honor to have you all present in our event. Your participation ensure the success of the event. After each award winner will be felicitated with a wooden citation as a memento. Moving further, I request Mr. Khan to continue with the ceremony. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Fareen, for the wholehearted welcome. With this, I request Mr. Azhar Faruqi, CEO of Dynegic Business Solutions, to introduce his company because he is a gold partner for the event. Mr. Azhar Faruqi, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Khan. My name is Muhammad Azharuddin Faruqi and I am the CEO of Dynegic Business Solution. We provide various solutions in different segments and sectors. My company, Dynegic Business Solution, provides solutions in various segments such as retail, wholesale, end-to-end supply chain. We established our company in 2006 with a small warehouse of clothing in Mumbai. As we all know that the team works gives a best pillar in the business. So with all team support, we expand our business nationally from Mumbai to Madhya Pradesh, Pune and Aurangabad, and internationally from Oman to Dubai and Indonesia. We are very thankful to Golden Aim Awards to give us such a platform, such a prestigious webinar, that the platform where innovative professionals and thought leaders will share their views and knowledge. Thank you for having me in the family of Golden Aim, and thank you everyone to be a part of a Golden Aim Awards. Over to you, Mr. Khan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Faruqi, for sharing your company introduction. Let's begin with the webinar. And now I call upon our first speaker, Dr. Rajkumar Mahajan. He is a President, Association of India College Principal and Registrar of GNA University. And sir will be speaking on the topic, Changing Trends in Education Due to COVID-19. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All respected colleagues, I am Dr. Rajkumar Mahajan, presently working as Registrar, GNA University, Fagwada. I have administrative experience of 15 and a half years working as principal in various DAV colleges in Punjab and 22 years teaching experience also in DAV colleges in Punjab. At present also I am the elected president of Association of Indian College Principals, a registered body of all India principals who work on one platform for the development of education, for the rights of education. And we organize seminars, we organize EDP programs for principals. Today, we are here to attend the Golden Aim Conference and Awards for Excellence and Leadership in Education through webinar Chapter 2. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, we are not able to organize such conferences and seminars being physically present on the specified place. The COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted the world of education as coronavirus spreading rapidly across Asia, Europe, the Middle East, and the United States countries have taken swift and decisive action to mitigate the development of a full-blown pandemic. Since mid of March 2020, where the industry, public and private offices, corporate sector is suffering due to lockdown, education is also affected due to closure of all educational institutions, including schools, colleges, universities. Being the mid of the academic even semester, syllabus were pending about 30 to 40%. Students were forced to leave the campuses and stay at home. Teachers were directed by the head of the institutions to work from home. They were directed to complete the syllabus by taking virtual classes from home. Management are in a hurry to collect the free fee from the students. A pressure is there on every stakeholder in the field of education. Maybe a student, parent, teacher, head of the institution, and even the management who are facing financial crisis due to main two reasons. The one is non-collection of fee from the students, and other is to pay the salary to the staff during the period of lockdown. Even many of the colleges has relieved the staff who were on contract in their institutions. COVID-19 pandemic has forced to change the system of education. Even in the past COVID-19 scenario, we, the head of the institution, have a new responsibility now to shoulder as the head of the family. We need to transform ourselves into a considerate, compassionate, caring, supportive, and yet firm facilitators on whose decisions depends the transforming of obstacles into opportunities. It is undoubtedly an uphill task, but it is a survival mechanism. Several seen and unseen difficulties and challenges will lay us. Often opportunities come in disguise. Therefore, many of us fail to recognize and grab them. So we should be alert and watch for the opportunities. Colleges will reopen in course of time, but our planning should start now. If we count our strength, there are two main sources, our staff and students. We may keep in touch with them regularly during the lockdown period. During this time when we are at home, we can contact our staff through online platforms, mails, messages, or phone calls, inquire about their well-being, their family, and discuss some of the major concerns that will arise post-location. This is a good time to establish a one-to-one rapport with all the staff members and help create a feel-good situation. In the present new normal situation, in which retaining the student strength is slated to be a major concern, communicating personally or on any type of virtual platform meetings with students in groups will help convey to them that institutions consider them as part of the family. An additional benefit in such meetings will be a possible chance to interact with the parents of the students because a majority of them will be facing lockdown too. Discussions with them, their suggestions will also be of great help in as important stakeholders. We can also discuss here about the changes in teaching learning methodology. We can consider this as an opportunity to reinvent the education process. The journey from brick classrooms to classrooms is not an easy one. Each of us will have to get accustomed to the role of technology in this process and prepare teachers and students for these changes. The process of unlearning, learning, and relearning will here be accelerated. The major change that the students will have to undergo is giving up the spoon feeding received in conventional classroom and have to fend for ourselves. This preparation will have to begin much beforehand. We have to change our action plans, keeping in view the challenges to be faced due to this pandemic. The first challenge is the challenge of health and hygiene. As the custodians of the total well being of the staff and students, a serious thought to be the following urgent preparation is advisable. For example, in the first week of opening the institutions, we have to prepare the academic calendar. 1 or 2 day teacher training for handling gadgetry, LMS, e-content writing. To collect data, information on the availability of Android phones, laptops, and internet connectivity with the students, and to update the website. We must prepare SOPs for health and hygiene. For example, disinfection, sanitization of the entire campus, temperature check at the gate, mask checking, water and sanitizer supply at the gate, strictly staggered zigzag seating arrangements, medical help at least on call, and above all, psychological counseling may become a growing need. The teachers can be deputed for short training and can be of immense help both on and off the campus. The other challenges will be decline in enrollment, tuition fee may be delayed, government grants will be a distant dream. So it is time to team up to work as a cohesive group, courageously keeping under control differences and egos, and generously awaken our human kindness. We need to form a scouting and contacting teams of the staff for counseling of students, meeting to government officials, NGOs like Lions and Rotary Clubs, etc., charitable trusts, alumni and parents, NSS, NCC volunteers. Our main responsibility is to complete the syllabi by reaching out unto the last. We have to think about many permutations and combinations for advanced learners, average learners, slow learners. We have to install LMS for tracking and record and formative evaluations, WhatsApp groups for quality analysis, online document sharing, handouts for difficult areas, core curricular activities and extracurricular activities. In the semester system, we may have to face cramped and curtailed hours assigned for many activities, events. Additionally, the requirement of social distancing will necessarily impose a withholding cancellation of them. Expert lectures, plenary talks by eminent persons, specialists in various fields meant for all students may also have to be axed as they require a large audience sitting together. This thus threatening the social distancing norms. Only small classroom activities are advisable. New skills for students such as switch to self-learning mode, research mode, the expected change will lead to a movement away from role learning, mastering, reproducing information, and becoming a cog in some machine to experimental learning. Reflecting and gaining knowledge and becoming wise, de- developing problem solving, crisis management decisions making skills, being able to distinguish between facts and opinions. The college will have to redesign committees and responsibilities, will be required to rename the committees and their duties and roles. Instead of a discipline committee, will have we will require a health and wellness committee. The examination committee will have to bring about newer method of assessments and testing whether the outcomes have been achieved. The timetable committee will have to work out slots on virtual platforms to arrange online classes. The sports committee will have to innovate and think of conducting new games to ensure that students continue with their sporting activities. The Art and Drama Committee will have to consider newer online methods of tapping the talents in students. We have to prepare the talent, we have to prepare good quality reading material for students, writing blogs, and encouraging students to write. We should encourage participation in local issues so that institutions receive the support of the local community, especially in rural area. NSS, NCC students can help during crisis. They can help families facing unemployment, lend a helping hand by counseling the depressed. In the end, we can come to the conclusion that several seen and unseen difficulties and challenges ambush and siege us. The going is going to get tough, so we have to be tough to get going. The most difficult thing is the decision to implement the necessary change and to continue spearheading that change with resolve. Thank you all for listening to me with patience. Regards to all my friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mahajan, for the enthusiastic speech. Thank you very much. Our next speaker for the webinar is Dr. Kasturi Nayak. She's an international licensed Heal Your Life coach and a workshop leader. And her topic for the webinar is empowering life in challenging scenario. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Kasturi R. Naik and hope I'm audible to each one of you. The audibility is there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, great. So, we are facing pandemic and we all are at home. It's more than two plus months. So I thought what can be a better topic than empowering our own life in a challenging scenario. The main purpose of me sharing this topic with you is because I want you to pass this on to your teachers, because I can see many principals and vice chancellors who are sitting here. So I want each one of you to pass this on to your teachers, and the teachers need to pass this on to the student, that even if the scenario is challenging outside, the world is going to move ahead and we are going to come at the end of this darkness and the tunnel, and the light. Yes, you all can hear me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So the light is going to be there on the opposite side of the tunnel. That's the entire focus. So I'm here. So I am internationally licensed Heal Your Life coach. My main passion is, spreading among teachers that each and every teacher who is there is a mental health soldier. As a teacher, our main role, I believe, is uh, controlling the emotional responses of the students and not giving only subject knowledge to the students, but also giving them the life skills, or the skills to develop their own emotional resilience. That is what is an every teacher meant to be. And for that, it is very essential for the teachers to develop their own emotional resilience and their own emotional skills. If you all agree to this, can I get agree in the chat box, please? If you all are there with me
Oh, so much.
and connected, can I get an agree in the chat box if you all agree to whatever I'm saying? Every teacher, every principal, if we are in this noble profession of teaching, so we need to spread. Even emotional education is as much. Pandemic has taught us that emotional education is as much important as financial education. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to share this in this 15 minutes. I'm just going to tell you that the intention of why I choose this platform is because I want to generate self awareness among us first, and then among us, our students, of what are the thinking traps which we might fall into when we are facing a challenging scenario. And then I want to end with an action focus. I'll just give you two action focus steps which you can share with your teachers and your students, even with your family members. So what can you do in this particular challenging scenario? Okay, so we have two options whenever we are faced with challenges. Either we can become victim to our self talk, which is generally negative whenever a pandemic or whenever any kind of scenario which is not in our control, because at a human being, we always want to be in control. So whenever we are not able to control the situation around us, we either have two things. One is we can choose to go into a thinking trap. What is a thinking trap? A negative self talk which we generally go into. Or other is we can retain our thinking capability and we can bounce back more stronger, with more resources, with more power, with more love, and with more wisdom. Okay, so but if we do not want to go into thinking traps, we need to be aware of what are these thinking traps. So I'll be just quickly sharing with you what are the thinking traps which we subconsciously go into. One of the thinking trap is me trap, the other is them, and the third is catastrophizing. So when I say me trap, what do I mean by me trap? I end up blaming myself for whatever is happening around me. And I say I am a sole responsible person. SOLE. I am I'm the sole cause of whatever is happening. So I did not save my finances. I did not came online. The world was moving ahead, but I did not move ahead. So can you all tell me if these are the self-talk which is happening? And you can see here also I have written, the mind is everything. Whatever we think, we become. So if I am stuck with these thinking traps, with a me trap of being a blamer, and I keep on blaming myself, I will be automatically filled with emotions of guilt and sadness. And can I get a yes or a no in a chat box? With these emotions, can we move ahead in life? If I have guilt and sadness within me, and can I be mindful? Like, suppose right now I'm sad and I'm guilty. Can I deliver whatever I'm delivering right now? Can I get a yes or a no in the chat box? No, right? If I am filled with disabling negative emotions, I will not be able to deliver. So that's the first thing. That is the me trap. So in me trap, I am going to a negative thought and telling it enter me. And my subconscious mind understands that, okay, you are blaming yourself, you're filled with guilt and sadness, and no action happens. Second is generally the them trap, which we fall into when we are faced with a challenging scenario. Yes, we cannot, I perfectly agree, Madhura ma'am, we cannot move even an inch because of that sadness. Because what are emotions? Emotions are energy in motions. So if I have within me guilt and sadness, how will I move up and take any action? I will not be able to do it. I agree with you, Madhura ma'am. Second is them trap. What I do here is I end up blaming people around me. I'm using the word blame, not responsibility. responsibility is different and blame is different. So in this particular them trap, I end up blaming people around me. I end up blaming the politics, the government, the media. And again, because of such a blame game which I am playing for people around me, nobody changes. But what happens within me is I am filled with anger, I am filled with resentment. Okay, and again, anger, resentment, I cannot. Can I flow freely in the present moment? Can I be mindful if I am angry and I am resentful? No. So again, my actions taking is stopped somewhere down the line. And the third trap is catastrophizing. So what happens is whenever there is a challenging scenario around me, or whenever people around me are demanding, or people around me, like now we are entire day at home, we don't have maids that are, especially the females can understand. We do not have maids. We do not have maids coming at our home. So there are so many things which are getting on our nerves. And suppose if somebody insults us, somebody hurts us, what is happening even for our students, they are not clear whether exams are going to happen or not. They're not clear about the internships which are going to take place or not. So everything is so dark for even them that one simple insult, what we do is we end up catastrophizing. That is, we end up remembering all the insults or all the hurt connected to that person. We end up even remembering all the situations connected to other people, and then that one small droplet of insult is converted into a sea of negativity, and we have two options, that is, we drown in that sea of negativity. So these are the thinking traps, that is the negative self-talk and awareness, like the me trap, the them trap, and the catastrophizing. Because I'm a life coach and I am an emotional intelligence facilitator, I have been talking for this 2+ months with the teachers, with the students, and these are the common thinking traps which we are falling into. So it's and they're perfectly normal, we all are falling into it. The good part is we need to be aware that okay, these are the thinking traps. And so if I'm aware, because of catastrophizing, again I cannot move, my action is blocked. Are you all with me? Are you all with me and understanding where I'm taking you?
Yes.
So
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
thank you. So we have action steps. I'm going to give you 2 action steps which you can start taking, and you will guaranteed find that the thinking traps are converting into empowering thoughts. The first is being clear about A plus B is equal to C. Our life is made up of A plus B is equal to C. Okay. Now this A is the constant in our life, the B is the variable, and C is our life. Now, what is the constant thing in our life? The constant thing in our life is the situations around us and the people around us. They are going to be constant. So, irrespective of we trying very hard to change them, they will change only if they feel, because in their life they are right. Whatever they are doing is right. Or the pandemic which we are facing right now, irrespective of we focusing on the pandemic, nothing is going to happen. If I keep on catastrophizing, if I keep on blaming people around me, nothing is going to happen. That is constant, that will change when it has to change. My actions is only I have to take care, I have to be protected, and I have to check that my hygiene and everything is being maintained. That is enough. But if I keep on thinking about okay, so many deaths happen, okay, what is going to happen, future is dark, then this constant is, it is like our height after a particular period of time does not change, our weight keeps on changing. So we have to be clear about these constants. People, challenging people, challenging scenarios are constant. Now what is this B in our life? The B in our life are our own emotions and our own thoughts. We are human beings, we are not machines. Okay, machines have their on switch outside, but we as a human being, like a fan and a light, I can control, it is outside. But for me, my emotions, just because somebody is shouting, I do not have to get angry, guilty, sad. I can, as a human being, and I can have a I can have a capability of controlling my emotions. I can stay calm, peaceful, retain my thinking capability, and that is what is your B. So many a times, what we do is we try to control the constant, and in this process, we end up banging our head on the wall. The wall is not going to shift our head at a particular time. We feel that this is enough. I cannot take it. So let us start focusing on our variables, that is, our thoughts, our emotions, our belief systems, and our actions that will lead to a beautiful, empowering life. Yes. With this, I would conclude by saying that logic will take us to conclusions, especially on a piece of paper, maybe. But if we listen to our emotions, if we guide our entire life with our emotions, we will surely get up and take actions. Okay. And now pandemic and this corona has taught us that taking actions and having an emotional connect is so much important. So I'll just give you a whole ray of hope by stating that corona has told us to stop and just to check what is happening around us. And what do I mean by stop? S is slow down. Okay, literally STOP, stop. S is slow down. T is take a breath. O is observe where you have come till now. What has happened? What can you do? And P is process possibilities. How can I move ahead from here? That's it. I once again thank the Golden Aim Excellence Awards for giving the platform. I thank each one of you for being here and being so receptive and patient and listening to me. And I hand it over to the person who is, taking ahead
Thank you
with
so
Thank
me.
you,
much,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful speech, ma'am. Our next speaker for the evening is Mrs. Nirmala Wadan, Principal, the Kalyani School, and ma'am will speak on topic life science, life skills, and mental health and changing perspectives. Over to you, ma'am.
Namaste everyone. My name is Nirmal Vadan and I am the principal of the Kalyani School, Pune. I feel privileged today to be nominated as a recipient of this prestigious award and honored with the opportunity to speak in front of this august gathering. Adaptability is about the powerful difference between adapting to cope and adapting to win. And life skills teaches us just that. It was very nice listening to Dr. Kasturi earlier when she gave us the acronym of STOP. These are the skills which we need to adapt in today's adversities. And adversities do not knell a clarion call before arriving, and life's unpredictability teaches us to be prepared for the worst, even when we may not be expecting what fate befalls us. The present global situation has gripped every citizen of the world with terror. The world economy is crippling, and there is the fear of unknown at every step. Yet, amidst all the flurry and furor, people have learned to overcome the challenges with gutso, have become self-reliant, independent, and realized that as the most intelligent creature on the pyramid of God's creation, we have been accoutred with exceptional strength, adroitness, and perseverance to face any obstacle without breaking down. Students, as the future citizen of the global platform, have a crucial role to play in adapting to the changing circumstances and cope up with them with conviction. As a principal and an educator, I feel making students aware of the basics of adapting to situations patiently and overcoming the mental turmoil is one of the foremost duties that comes even before teaching them to the ABCs of curricular subjects. And this becomes even more prominent and imperative. We have to teach them the thinking skills, the creative skills, decision making, interpersonal skills, effective communication, and finally, coping with stress. These skills, some way or the other, comprise the core values of individuality, sincerity, dignity, equality, and empathy that encompass the quintessential basis of imparting education in our institution. A few days back, I attended a webinar on mindfulness and was left pondering how much of self-awareness do we practice amidst the everyday pandemonium? As teachers, we need to be aware of ourselves, our soul, our surroundings to be able to imbue the same in our students. Practicing such as brushing aside a thought that is for a moment troubling you for half an hour, just being yourself, just doing what soothes your mind for some time in the day, and sharing your grief and happiness with someone who would empathize with you can be seamlessly shared with students. It is when you learn to be self-aware that you will be successful in coping with stress. And here comes the aspect of mental health. When I delve deeper into the issues that haunt the minds of today's youths, as well as many out there who are successful and yet unhappy, I'm left musing to myself. Are we really blessed with the capability of thinking and weighing the pros and cons of every aspect? As God's most powerful creation, are we not equipped with immense mental strength to cope up with life's adversities? Surely we are. With a changing generation, humans have developed in leaps and bounds. We are in a rat race to jockey for the first position in everything, and amidst all this, they forget the small things that in reality give them solace that their minds crave for. And this is when their mental health feels crippled. They go berserk with the stressful situations, hammering their minds, and they ultimately resort to unwanted, undesired things like committing suicides. I recently heard that in Karnataka, a boy tried to commit suicide in a hostel. These are the present situations we need to take care. Now the question is, can life skills be truly inculcated like we teach curricular subjects? As educators, we are in a better position to answer this. We know, even before we commence with our classes, we consciously or unconsciously give life lessons to our children from the simplest gesture of smiling and listening to their issues, empathizing to the more complex forms of probing into their minds to encourage critical and creative thinking or establishing smooth communication. We do it every day in our interaction with students, just sharing anecdotes of your own life and encouraging them to speak their minds freely and without any hesitation can go a long way in developing strong bonds. And there is an attribute of mental health in each of these aspects by motivating them to bring out their hidden talents or speaking their minds out, or in other words, self-awareness. We are boosting their morale, molding them into confident beings. Through critical and creative thinking, we are pushing them to brainstorm and exercise their minds. By establishing a close bond with the students, we are developing stronger interpersonal relationship and effective communication, which in turn makes them empathic towards one another. Just in the homeroom teacher time in the morning, if the teacher connects with the students for 15 minutes, it's very effective. It goes a long way. Teaching is a two-way communication, and as facilitators, we are also learners for life. While children nowadays may seem to be impatient, vulnerable to get swayed by temptations, and easy victims to life's uncalled for challenges, they are also extremely intelligent, adaptive, dexterous in handling technology, and are ever zealous to help. Have you ever seen children coming forward in the class and saying, "Ma'am, I will do it. I'll open this board. So please don't worry about it. I'll open this interactive board." So they're very helpful. We can learn so many things from them, be exposed to so many perspectives of life, which we would otherwise never think of, and hone our own skills while we interact with them. It helps to be a friend first and a facilitator later. At times, a person whom your students or our children can confide. And this is how I feel you can shape their mental health in the best way possible. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Namaste. Have a great evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll begin with the award function. For the first segment of award is for the most innovative principal awards, and our first awardee is Dr. Rajendra Shinde, Principal, St. Xavier's College. Can I ask Dr. Rajendra Shinde to add few words?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Few words from you, sir.
So good evening to everyone.
Good evening, sir.
I have a friend sitting there, Dr. Madhura Phadke. Good evening, Madhura. Thank you, Golden Name Awards and Dynergic Business Solutions for nominating me for this prestigious, the most innovative principal award for the year 2020.
Good evening.
I would like to take this opportunity to hi Madhura. I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude towards my alma mater and my workplace, St. Xavier's College. Whatever I'm today, the award and all these things, is because of the college. In my last 38 years of non-teaching and teaching tenure at St. Xavier's, and you can add 3 more years as a UG student in the same college. This prestigious, eminent, and renowned educational institute in India, my parents, my college, my teachers, my students, it is they who have taught me the basics to advance skills of the life and gave me this opportunity to serve my alma mater. This trophy is for them. So thank you very much for giving me this nomination.
Thank you, sir. Our next awardee is Dr. Madhura Phadke, Founder Director, Ardent Education Consultancy. A few words from you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. First of all, in fact, I was unwell and I was hospitalized, not due to COVID, but I was hospitalized. And this Golden Aims Award is like the first function I'm attending after coming home. And I'm feeling really nice. It has lifted my confidence again and has given me again a motive to work in the field of education. And as Dr. Shinde rightly said, whatever we are, it is all, nobody's self-made, because self-made is a myth, is what I strongly feel. So it's all the teachers, my seniors, my guides whom I got right from the beginning, who are people who just were so passionate about their works. They were the ones who taught us actually that whatever you do, put your best foot forward and be passionate about it, and the things will happen and you'll be able to make a difference. So I dedicate it to my teachers and my family who have been a support, all my team of colleagues, because of them I'm here.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Our next awardee is Mrs. Nirmala Vadan, Principal, the Kalyani School. Few words, ma'am.
So actually, I just now spoken, and I'm
Yes,
very
sir.
honored to
Yes,
get
ma'am.
this award. And a minute correction: my name is Nirmal Vadan. I know it's a different name, and
Yes, ma'am.
I'm
Apologies
honored
for
to
that,
be
ma'am.
here. And I would like to thank my director, Mrs. Diksha Kalyani, for giving me the resources and the opportunity and trust to innovate and put new practices in the school. Our school is just 5 years old in Pune, and we've been recipient of many awards. Thank you for bestowing this award to me.
Sure.
Congratulations,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you.
Our next awardee is Miss Shashi Banerjee, Principal, Shiv Nadar School, Noida. A few words, Miss Shashi Banerjee. Our next awardee is Miss Nindya Sakit, Principal, Manav Rachna International School, Noida. Our next awardee is Dr. Y. Vijaya Kumar, Principal, GM Institute of Technology.
Yes, sir.
Few words from you, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm audible now, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very clear.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Y. Vijay Kumar, working as a principal at GM Institute of Technology, Davangere, Karnataka. From the past 11 years, I am working as a principal, and the complete credit goes to this award is to my chairman, Sri GM Lingaraju, who has given full freedom to experiment in the institution. So we, as a team members of all the faculty members, are concentrating and then putting legs and everywhere, wherever it is possible for the faculty members, and empowering the students to do things differently. and we are working very hard to give a simple solution for complex problems of the society. From there, I think we are little different from other institutions. Now, in this difficult situation where we are feeling highly in the sick environment, the complete credit goes to Golden Game Awards along with Dynergic. You are really motivated us. I think definitely this energy goes for longer time to do still better things in the coming days, and to make the students as one of the most powerful generation of the country. Sir, thank you so much for giving this wonderful award.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Congratulations, sir. Our next awardee is Dr. Manoj Sinha, Principal, Aryabhatta College, New Delhi. Few words from Dr. Manoj Sinha.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Manoj Sinha. I'm principal of Aryabhatta College, University of Delhi. And thank you for nominating me today for this Innovation Award. Academics administration is an area where most of the time we all work thanklessly, in the sense that, of course, it's a pleasure to receive all the accolades one does from the students, from fellow faculty members, etc. But most of the time, as an academic administrator, principals, vice chancellors, everybody has to take decisions which are correct decisions, not necessarily always popular decisions. And while doing that, when you get recognized at a certain point, it's always a pleasure. So my fellow principals and vice chancellors who have been today nominated would all feel a sense of pleasure that somebody is recognizing their work that they have done. I started heading a very new institution 6 years back, which I had to create from very scratch, which the university, the Delhi University handed over to me. Our college is just 6 years old, but in these 6 years, we have been able to run now about 13 courses here, and we have all the infrastructural facilities up and about in about 5 years, and also done a lot of recruitment in non-teaching, teaching, and so practically in every area, including many add-on courses, skill development courses, and everything else. You may not be interested in all the profile of me and the college right now. So, but just sharing a few thoughts with all of you colleagues, telling you that I'm really gratified that it's been decided to give me this award. And thank you, everyone. All of us are enjoying each other's company, and Golden aim for bringing us together today. Thank you so much.
Congratulations,
sir. Congratulations.
Our next awardee is Dr. Mohan B. Venarotti, Principal, Sanjeevan Engineering and Technology Institute, Kolhapur. So, few words, Dr. Mohan.
Yeah, very good evening, one and all. I'm Dr. Mohan Venarotti, working as a principal in Sanjeevan Engineering and Technology Institute, Panhala, Kolhapur, one of the reputed institutions in the region of Kolhapur. I am truly honored to receive the most innovative principal award. I am really excited, as everyone does when they receive any awards. At the outset, my deepest gratitude to the team of Golden Aim Awards, jury members, and the Dynergic Business Solutions for recognizing me as the most innovative principal. I was surprised when I got a call from the organizer and kept them asking the details about the criteria for choosing me. I asked them where did they see my innovation in my administration and all. Then when they said they have a team of professionals who does the job for them, I thanked the team also for choosing me and seeing my work and awarding the most innovative principal award. Friends, Sanjeevan Engineering and Technology Institute started in 2010. Our Hollywood Academy started in 1994 with 7 students, and we have around 5,000 students in the campus now. Any award definitely motivate people. Once again, I thank for awarding me the most innovative principal. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Moving to a special category award for most innovative teaching methodology school in India goes to Dr. Chetna Keni, founder and director, Orino Academy, Bangalore. Few words from Dr. Chetna. Moving to our next award category, Most Influential Education Leadership Award. The award winners are Dr. K.N. Kattimani, Vice Chancellor, University of Agriculture Science, Raichur, Karnataka. Few words from Dr. K.N. Kattimani.
Good afternoon to one and all.
Good afternoon, sir.
M.G. Patil, Director of Education. Since our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Kattimani sir, is on tour on special assignment, so I have joined here and I will share the views of our Honorable Vice Chancellor.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Farin Khan, co-founder, Golden AIM Awards, and Mr. Hazar F. Dynergic Business Solutions, dignitaries, and all the lead speakers. I would like to thank all of you for your gracious presence during this award ceremony. Receiving award ceremony online is something uncommon, but a fact of life nowadays. University of Agriculture Sciences, Raichur, a pioneer agricultural university in Kalyan region of Karnataka, is doing yeoman service to the farming community. You have rightly chosen this young growing university for this award, which will encourage us for all still better work. The university has trifold activity and education is utmost priority. The leadership of this university since beginning and at present in the form of Dr. K.N. Kattimani as Vice Chancellor doing commendable job for the improvement of this university, especially education. Once again, I thank on behalf of Honorable Vice Chancellor for selecting this university for the prestigious, most influential leadership education award. The award is dedicated to our hard-working staff. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Our next awardee is Dr. Tony Sam George, Dean Social Science and Additional Director, Center for Research, Christ University. Few words, Dr. Tony. Our next awardee is Dr. Sandeep Sharma, Director Marketing, MS Ramaiah, University of Applied Science, Bangalore.
Good evening, one and all.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
I really thank the organizer of Golden Name Awards. It's been a privilege and an honor to be nominated for this prestigious award. As far as my career is concerned, I've completed 29 years in the marketing domain. Presently working with MS Ramaiah University, Bangalore. I worked with India Today, 6 years with media, 6 years with telecom, and for the last 20 years I've been into education. I've been into many institutions. I've done the marketing and branding, even the placement activities and all that. I am really enjoying working in the education sector. And, I was listening to the speakers. The knowledge which I've gained today is wonderful. And I really thank everyone who has been here. And thank you once again, organizers. I'm really blessed to be here.
Thank you. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our next awardee is Dr. A. Geeta Kiran, Professor and Head Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Malnad College of Engineering, Hassan, Karnataka.
Good evening, all.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes. Good evening. I'm extremely thankful for the authorities of Dynergic Business Solutions for recognizing and felicitating me with this most influential education leadership award looking into my professional efforts. I understand from your team that it is one of the most prestigious awards that recognize and rewards excellence and leadership in the education sector. I appreciate your efforts in recognizing and felicitating the deserved ones even during this crisis period. I take this opportunity to thank my parents, my institute, and my gurus. I'm honored to be part of this prestigious Golden AIM Awards. I have actually worked as introduced as a professor and head of Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Apart being in the Computer Science department, I have worked from the scratch in coming up with the startups and incubation centers at our institute. Also had been deputed to Vishweshwara Technological University, the big university of Karnataka, as special officer for research and development. I have worked in various disciplines. I thank you all for this prestigious award. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Congratulations,
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Our
you.
next awardee is Dr. M.S. Biradar, Vice Chancellor and Professor of Medicine, BLDE University.
Good afternoon.
Few words from Dr. Biradar.
Sir.
Yes.
I am thankful to Golden AIM Award for excellence and leadership in education section, and they are doing human service to most innovative and leadership development in the country and in the globe. I, having born in a rural area and belonging to health sector, my objective of life was to develop health sector services in the rural area, and at the same time give orientation of education that is required for the student to serve the rural community as such. So we developed our university in that particular passion, and no university can be stagnant. We blended old versus the new development of ICT facilities for developing the rural health services and creating network, and at the same time giving education to all by ICT facility as such. And I am happy to say that my mother organization, BLD Association, which is running 74 education organization, is contributing best for the development of all the faculty as well as the student ability. And my alumni alma mater is distributed all over the globe now and giving the best possible health services to the community as such. I am thankful to Golden AIM Awards Committee for selecting me on behalf of their team, and this innovative approach will motivate many of the youngsters as well as person like me who deliver much and much needed services from bench to bedside. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Congratulations,
you,
sir.
Congratulations, sir. Our next awardee is Dr. M. Premjit Singh, Vice Chancellor, Central Agriculture University, Impal, Manipur.
Namaskar. Thanks to there is Golden AIMS and Energic Business Solutions. And I have already completed 34 years of service in this Central Agriculture University. This is the first agriculture university in the country fully financed by the central government. And I was involved in this university for the last 34 years in teaching, research, extension education, then even in administration also in the capacity of the professor and the head, registrar, director of research, director of extension, and ultimately vice chancellor. And to my credit, as a scientist, as a professor of plant protection, I developed 16 novel technologies in the area of plant protection. And in extension, as you know, now this is the COVID pandemic, there is a period. During this period, all the sectors are collapsed except health and agriculture. So we cannot collapse in agriculture because we have to produce the food. So during this pandemic period, and we have already, done excellent work. We have already developed nearly 25 model fruit villages, more than 40,000 plants we had already planted during the COVID period. And now there is and earlier actually the biggest demonstration in the country, there is the 1,000 hectare demonstration on, there is the cultivation of that is rapeseed mustard in zero tillage condition in the rice fallow. It was the biggest demonstration in the country, and we conducted for 6 years consecutively. And for this, we received the Mahendra Samardhi National Agriculture Award in 2017. And as a Vice Chancellor since 2015 March, I could establish 6 new colleges under our university, 6 new courses, 6 technology testing centers, and 6 vocational training centers, and 3 Krishi Vigyan Kendras, because our vision is actually not only the formal education, we have to expose our unemployed youths and graduates in skill development programs, so that actually, ultimately, our vision should be, instead of job seekers, we like to convert the youth of the Northeastern region and the migrant workers coming back to metropolitan cities in the Northeastern region as job creators. And I am very much thankful to the organizer for giving a chance to speak before this August House. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doctor. Our next awardee is Professor M. Venkateshwarlu, Registrar, Kevempuru University. Hello. The special category award for Best Emotional Intelligence Consultant Award goes to Dr. Kasturi R. Nayak, Assistant Professor, International Licensed Heal Your Life Coach and Workshop Leader, DES, Naveen Chandra Mehta Institute of Technology and Development. Ma'am, few words from you, ma'am.
Yes, first and foremost, thank to the Golden Aim Excellence Awards for providing this platform in this particular situation which we are facing, because it was much needed and it provides the motivation for whatever work we are doing. I want to thank the director of my institute, Dr. Samadhan Khampar sir, and the associate director, along with the management of my institute, for providing me a platform and a climate within the organization where I could, talk about emotions, I could talk about emotional education, and I could, take the students along with my colleagues and my entire management through this journey of what is emotional education. So, and this is one of my passion. I have been taking sessions on mental health for teachers as well as students as a passion to spread, power, love, and wisdom among the students. So, this particular award gives me more energy to keep on moving ahead in this particular journey. I would just conclude by stating that pain pulls us, but vision pushes us ahead, and vision is possible with right kind of emotions in front of us. So once again, thank you, and also thank you to each one being here, so that it feels that we are just sitting in an auditorium and the session is happening. So the kind of climate which is created out here is having an emotional connect with each one of you. Thank you once again.
Thank you, ma'am. Congratulations,
Thank
ma'am.
you, congratulations, ma'am. Moving to the next segments of awards for the most innovative education leadership award in business studies goes to Professor V. Balachandran, HOD and Dean, School of Business Studies, Central University of Kerala. Few words from Professor. Moving ahead, for the most innovative education leader in bioscience, Dr. Prashanta Naik, Professor and Chairman, Department of PG Studies and Research in Bioscience, Bangalore University. Few words, Doctor. Moving ahead, most innovative education leadership award physics, Dr. B.H. Doreswamy, Professor and Head, SJB Institute of Technology. Few words from Dr. Doreswamy.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, this is Prashant Naik from Bangalore University.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
It is my great pleasure to participate in this auspicious occasion of Golden AM Award ceremony. I thank a lot with a deep sense of gratitude for having selected me for this prestigious award, Most Innovative Education Leadership Award, Biosciences. I take this opportunity to thank all my students, colleagues, research scholars, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, registrars, my friends, and more importantly, my parents and family members who supported and encouraged to all my academic activities. The award is a great motivation to me and it enhanced my responsibility to excel my academic and extension activities here afterwards. I thank a lot for wonderful organization and selecting me for this award. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you. Thank
you. May I know Dr. Doraiswamy is live on the webinar?
Hello.
Yes, sir. So a few words from you, sir. Hello.
What do you rate the Vice Chancellor?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Yes, sir. At the outset, I wish to thank the organizing team and jury members for this wonderful webinar and award function. I am Dr. Balachandran, formerly Registrar, Azhagappa University, and Director of Distance Education. During my period, I got A++ by NAC, and out of my retirement, actually, I am working as Professor Head and Dean of the School of Business Studies. I understand that the Golden Aim Awards meant for achievement, innovation, and motivation, one of the prestigious awards presented to the personalities on the basis of merit and performance for the leadership and contribution to innovative education. I feel it is a great honor and recognition bestowed on me, and I feel much motivated to contribute something more for the cause of education. I wish this trend and presentation will continue every year to motivate more and more persons. I once again thank the team, jury members, and all the persons who are involved in this great exercise. A grand success in organized in a very professional manner.
Thank you, sir.
I dedicate to my gurus and students, and I congratulate to all the award winners. I once again thank the organizers. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations, sir.
Good evening, sir. This is Dr.
Doraiswamy, Professor.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, a few words from you,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, one and all. First of all, thank you very much for selecting me to receive Most Innovative Education Leader Award in Physics under the banner of Golden Aim Awards. I would like to thank Pujya Mahaswamiji, Prakashna Swamiji, the principal and faculty member of SJBIT Bangalore for supporting me all the way. Also, I thank my family members and teachers for all their cooperation and supporting. I am grateful to the organizers, Ms. Farha Khan, co-founder, Golden Aim Awards, and Azhar Farooq, founder and CEO, Dynergic Business Solutions, and Isha Mehta, coordinators, for honoring me with this award. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Our next category is for the Most Innovative Education Leadership Awards, Arts. And the award goes to Dr. P.L. Dharma, Dean, Arts, Bangalore University. Yes, sir.
So, Dr. Salidhar.
Few words from Dr. Dharma. Moving ahead, for the Most Innovative Education Leadership Awards in Economics, Mr. Rajesh M., Assistant Professor and Head Department of Economics, St. Xavier College, Tumba, Thiruvananthapuram. Few words from Mr. Rajesh.
Hello,
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The voice is audible.
I am Rajesh. First of all, I would express my happiness and the express that I am honored by this award. And I am Rajesh, working as a professor of the department of the prestigious Jesuit institution, St. Cyrus College, Kubba, Thiruvananthapuram of Kerala district. And I have been teaching and teaching. I also engaged with a number of activities. And in this special occasion, I do remember all my teachers, management of the college, and principal, and all my colleagues, and also my students for making this award for me. And also, it is a very, very great honor for me. And also, I take this opportunity to thank Energy Business Solution for instituting this important award, and also for its coordinators. And also, I do thank the three speakers, Dr. Raj Kumar, and also Dr. Kasturi Nair, and also Mrs. Nirmal Vadan. And also, I thank the coordinator of this program, this award, that is Shyamlata. And also, I take this opportunity to congratulate all other awardees of this program. And also, once again, I thank you all. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Congratulations, sir.
Our next awardee for the Most Innovative Education Leadership Award goes to Dr. Asha Parasanna, Professor Economics, KJ Somaiya, Institute of Management, Vidya Vihar, Mumbai. Dr. Asha?
Yeah, good evening to one and all.
Good evening.
I thank the organizers for choosing me for this award. I congratulate all the co-winners of this award. I dedicate this award to my teachers, family, friends, and the institution. I express special thanks to my son and daughter who have been always with me and making me learn the new technology, gadgets, and teaching methods. So just to introduce myself, coming from an industry background, working in 12 years in industry with a passion to teaching, I tried to join academics in the year 2013 at KJ Somaiya Institute of Management Studies as a professor of international finance and economics. I tried to bridge the gap between industry and academics and taught students with real life data, models, simulations, projects that were well appreciated by the industry. I take this opportunity to thank our institute's management, department colleagues for their support. And recently we have become Somaiya Vidya Vihar University, a private university under the Maharashtra Government Act. So this gave us scope to award various degrees, introduce new innovative programs and pedagogy, which are socially relevant and innovative for the students. So I thank once again the organizers for choosing me. Congratulate all the co-winners. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Our next awardee is for the Most Innovative Education Leadership Award, Dr. Shripati Kalluraya P., Head of Department Economics, Mangalore University. Few words from Dr. Shripati. Moving ahead, for the Most Innovative Education Leadership Awards, Biotechnology, Dr. M. N. Nagendra Prasad, Associate Professor and Head, Biotechnology, JSS Science and Technology University.
Yeah, good evening, one and all.
Good evening, sir.
First of all, thanks Dynergic Business Solutions for considering my nomination for this Education Leadership Award. First of all, I would like to thank JSS Mahavidyapita and JSS Science and Technology University, my management, for nurturing me to reach this stage. I started my career in JSS almost 16 years back, and have been encouraged, guided, and supported in every aspect from day one. I would like to thank my Vice Chancellor, my Principal, my Registrar for supporting me in all the endeavors. I dedicate this award to my mother, Lalita, who never had a chance to attend any school, but had the foresight to make sure that I achieve all her dreams. Thanks, Amma, for everything, whatever you have done. I would also like to thank all my teachers who made sure to chisel me to whatever I am today. And also like to thank my family members for this. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir. Yeah.
Our next awardee for Most Innovative Education Leadership Award goes to Dr. Kishore Kumar CK, Director of Physical Education, Mangalore University. A few words from Dr. Kishore. Moving ahead, for the Most Innovative Education Leadership Award goes to Dr. L. Vijayashree, Head Entrepreneurship Development Cell, VNM Institute of Technology. A few words from Dr. L. Vijayashree.
It is my pleasure to receive the Most Innovative Education Leadership Award in the education sector from Golden Ames Awards. I'm very thankful for them, for you, all of you, for rendering this particular award on me. I am very happy that my organization, BNM IT, has allowed me to explore myself and to see to that my proactive role in my organization college has paved way for various accreditations, grants, startups, patents in our college all these days. And I'm sure that I'll be contributing more in the days to come. My special thanks to our secretary, director, principal, dean, additional director for allowing me to explore myself in the field of entrepreneurship. And I thank my family also for supporting me in all my career aspects. I once again thank Golden Awards for recognizing my efforts to the field in the field of education and placing one more feather in my cap. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Our next awardee for the Most Innovative Education Leadership Award goes to Dr. Vasudha Nilmani, Principal, Rockwoods International School. Few words from Doctor.
Yes, good evening, all of you.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much for this. And am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So
Yes, ma'am.
thank you so much for this award, and I wish that I congratulate all the winners, and I wish we keep on doing the work what we are doing, and we be the light workers in the lives of many children, because the times are really tough these days, and we have to be very strong to take care of our children, take care of our teachers, and that's it. Thank you so much. I don't have to say anything. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Congratulations.
Our next awardee for the Best Educationist in Corporate Research and Management goes to Dr. Prakash Divakaran, Managing Director, Global Research Conference Forum.
Hello.
Few words from Dr. Prakash.
Yeah. I'm Dr. Prakash Divakaran from Global Research Conference Forum. So basically, I'm from the industry background, and last 23 years, I was working with an American company as a supply chain general manager, and moved on to the educational sector. And we have started Global Research Conference Forum, and we are conducting international conferences throughout the globe. And this year also we have planned, because of the pandemic situations, we have doing webinars. And my sincere thanks to the Dynagic Business Solutions to invite me and obtaining this award. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. A special category award for Best Innovation and Creativity Technology in Education goes to Mr. Parth Atul Kumar Shah, Manager, Makerspace, Anant National University. Few words from Mr. Path. Moving on to the next segment of awards for the most admirable TPO. And the first awardee is from Professor Vijay H. Desai, Chairman CDC, National Institute of Technology, Karnataka, NITK.
Hello.
Hello.
Good
Yes,
evening. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good evening to one and all.
Good
At
evening,
the
sir.
outset, at the outset, I would like to thank the organizers for organizing this Golden AIM Awards, and that too in such a difficult time. So very well organized Zoom webinar. So thanks for that, first of all. And it's a good initiative to encourage people in the field of education and academics. I thank Dynergic Business Solutions for partnering the organizers in this award program. Actually, at NIT Surathkal, we call Training and Placement Department as Career Development Center, which is now being done at a few IITs also. The idea behind doing this is that training placement was supposed to only organize placements or internships for all the students. But now we have started thinking different. It's not only getting them placements and internship, which of course is required. Apart from this, we are trying to train them to build a overall personality, improve their communication skills, and then give them some good training on what life is about in the corporate world, and also encourage them to be entrepreneurs. Also encourage them, few of them, identify at an early stage of their BTech program, and encourage them to take up civil service examinations, so that these good brains can contribute to the government of India. And then we are also organizing certain seminars, training programs to imbibe in them the appetite to join Indian defense. So these are some of the other things that we are trying to do with the support of administration at our CDC. So it's an honor for me and NITK. In fact, I made a special request that the award should be given in the name of Chairman CDC and not in my personal name, because the award belongs to institute, not to one person. It is a collective achievement of the institute. So I felt it is more appropriate that we get the award in the name of Chairman CDC and NITK Surathkal. So I thank all of you, and also thank all the companies which have supported us, because even in such a tough time of COVID-19, we hardly had any offers being withdrawn, and all the interns were given a chance to intern virtually, and also all those who are placed more or less are joining virtually. Few companies where the virtual joining and working is not possible, they have just postponed the joining date to November or December or so. Okay. So I wish this unfortunate breakout of COVID culminates as quickly as possible and makes the life of all of us much more happier in days to come. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Our next awardee for the most admirable TP awards is Dr. Harpal Teti, Director Placement, Lovely Professional University. Few words from Dr. Harpal.
Since Dr. Harpal is not there, I represent Dr. Harpal. My name is Harsh. I used to be a part of Lovely Professional University. So on behalf of Dr. Harpal Teti, would like to thank Dynergic Business Solutions and Golden AIM Awards Also, we would like to thank all our extended channel partners and all our, I'll not say clients, all our extended family of LPU and the corporate people. Thank you so much. That's all from Dr. Harpal.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Moving on, our next awardee is Mr. Tejas V. Kattimani, TR, Head Department of Training and Placement, GM Institute of Technology.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, everyone. I'm really very thankful to the organizers, and I'm really very happy about receiving this award because last year in 2019 I got best TPO award from AMCAT, that is Aspiring Minds Bangalore, and this year, I mean in 2020, I got this most admirable TPO award from Golden Aim. On behalf of Training and Placement Department of GMIT Davangere, I'm very thankful to Madam Farina Khan and Madam Isha Mehta, and even the other the dignitaries, and even the other those who have selected the profile. I'm really very thankful to them. This award really made me even so stronger, and even it has increased the responsibilities as being the training and the placement head of the GMIT. Once again, on behalf of GMIT, I'm very thankful to the organizers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Moving on to our next awardee, Professor Sanjay S. Jadhav, Dean, Training and Placement and Career Guidance Cell and Secretary of Maharashtra Training and Placement Officer Association, MATPO.
Hi, sir.
Few words from Professor Sanjay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. You are
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, thank you very much for giving me this golden opportunity. This award is one of the golden feather in my pocket. So now we are working in this TPO organization. It's called as Maharashtra Training Placement Officer Association. I'm secretary of that organization, and we are the 500 plus family members working together from last 3 years for the betterment of the students, for the career of the students, and for my concern, I'm working in this field from last 10 years, and I have placed around 20,000 plus students in my career by organizing pool campus, mega campus. Daily, I'm organizing 2 to 3 companies off campus or pool campus. During this COVID situation also, I'm organizing 1 or 2 companies daily for, with no cost to the company and with no cost to the student. And this is because of my all TPO friends, all Maharashtra TPO Association members, and all the TPOs who are working all over India to do the career of the students. And also, I'm very much thankful to my management, principal of the Srimati Indira Gandhi College of Engineering. They always give us encourage to organize job melas and pool campus drives. Thank you. And last but not least, thank you Gold M Awards for giving me the award, jury members for giving me this award. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Our next awardee is Dr. Ramiz MK, Vice Principal and Professor, Head, Department of Mechanical Engineering, PA College of Engineering, Mangalore. Few words, Dr. Ramiz. Moving to the next category, award category. For Emerging Professional Award, a special award category goes to Mr. Harsh Raghuvanshi, Corporate Relation and Affairs. Mr. Harsh, few words from Mr. Harsh.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for this. This has been instrumental, LPU has played an instrumental role in my career, and I thank all my stakeholders and all my people from corporate who have helped me in curating wonderful careers and happy careers for almost close to 30,000 students who are there in LPU. Thank you so much, Golden Aim Awards, and thank you so much, all my friends and students. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we come to the end of the award ceremony and today's webinar. May I request Ms. Fareen Khan to do the closing remarks? Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the participants. Thank you, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you to all our esteemed participants to join with us and make the webinar a successful webinar, an informative webinar ceremony in the field of education. Once again, I thank you everyone for all your kind support. And thank you to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Rajkumar Mahajan, Mrs. Nirmala Vadan, Dr. Kasturi Naik. And thank you to our gold partner, Energic Business Solution, CEO, Mr. Azhar Farooqui, for all your kind support. Last but not the least, to all the participants and the award-winning winners, hope to invite you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you, organizers.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Especially in this COVID times, it has really lifted our spirit.
Yes,
Thank you, ma'am.
And we
Thank
all
you, everybody.
thank
It was a fantastic gathering. Thank
we
you.
all pledge to put our best foot forward in future too. Thank you so much.
Sure, sure, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.